Ready for this Williams 1-2?
Yeah, Williams 1-2 on the back row. Nah, that'll be me and Toddy again.
Probably.
Me and Toddy seem to always be at the back. I understand it.
What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. We are back for another round of the Race Spec F1 Esports Pacific Series here on the PS4. We're here for round number 10 here at the good old Silverstone circuit here for the British Grand Prix. Now, first things first, apologies in advance. I forgot to take some screenshots of the championship standings after Austria, and if people are wondering, no, I didn't take part in Austria. I had a big day at work, and racing was just the last thing on my mind for that one. So I pulled out of Austria. So I'm back, but I'm back again. We're here for the British Grand Prix as we oh, hello, there's Gaming Burger off the road there. That really put me off. Thankfully, it was only an outlap, which was all right. So that's all fine and dandy. But anyway, you probably would have heard a little bit of banter at the front at the start of the video there that possibly going to be talking about a Williams 1-2. I highly doubt it, but you never know around here. Although, going by what we showed at the Dynamic Nights Esports, literally the pace back then, well, hopefully, it sort of felt like the pace could continue on well here around Great Britain. That we'll have to wait and see as we invalidate our lap time coming through, what is that, Cops. Just the Exeter Cops just ran a little bit too wide. And obviously invalidated the lap time there as somehow we went purple, I think, through Sector 1. Went for another run here. You can see I'm on the medium compounded tyres, and this is just this is precautionary move. Obviously, if one of my other lap times, well, hopefully none of my other lap times get invalidated coming through here. And again, I felt like it was only just slight invalidation there, but yeah, we validated that lap time again. So, but yeah, the move on to the mediums was just a precaution, just in case something should happen on my final couple of runs, probably on the soft compounded tyres. So, but anyway, we're back into the pit lane. Although probably the title of the video is probably a giveaway so far. But so far, anyway, we're coming to the pit lane. We've got onto a first set of the soft compound of tyres, and we're just going to go back out here again. But yeah, I felt like I was pretty confident around here that the pace was alright. Get maybe some decent points, obviously. Can't even remember off the top of my head what happened last time out at Austria, but I'll probably try and leave a link down to the live stream if you want to go check out that live stream back from Austria. And also I'll leave a link down below to the YouTube channel, plus the Race Spec YouTube channel, I should say, plus their other means. I think I haven't done the other means of streaming services they've got there, so I might have to leave that down there, so apologies about that one, but I'll definitely leave those social media channels below as we invalidate again on our first flying run on the soft compounded tyres coming through Brooklands there at turn 6. But I decided to keep going here, just so I could just get a bit of a banker lap time, just to see what the pace would be like. Well, I mean, currently at the moment it's not going to be quick, obviously, but it's a 27.572. I mean, it's not probably the quickest lap time overall here, but don't ask me what on earth I was doing there. I probably got a little bit distracted by something else there, possibly. I can't remember off the top of my head there, but anyway, we're back in the lane again, so we're going to be dragged back into the pits, and well, hopefully I don't really invalidate the final run here, as we're going to jump onto pretty much the last set of soft tyres and take every little bit of fuel out at the moment. You can see X Revolution's currently on provisional pole at the moment. Toddy, my teammate's currently in P8, and we're the only one that hasn't set a lap time as of yet. So, and we're right down the bottom, which probably not ideal, but you could say it's probably not a bad thing otherwise, but yeah, because you never know, because turn 1 around Britain could probably cause a little bit of chaos, that's for sure. But as we on our at lap here, someone's cutting the corner through there. I think it's racing point of XJ Schmidt, I think it is. So I think he may have ended validation lap time. I do not know here, but yeah, again, just trying to find a little bit of room here. We should be able to make it to the control line here with about 20 seconds left to go of this session. So we're going to be I think, one of the last runners. Not sure about the guys behind. It might be a bit of a tight squeeze because obviously, like I said, trying to find space is a bit difficult around here. But anyway, through turn 1 and 2 we go. Felt pretty comfortable around here. A little bit of a lock-up going into turn 3 there. That ran us a little bit wide. That wasn't ideal. Probably cost myself a little bit of time there as well. But went out of turn 4 and 5 onto the Wellington straight. I think it's on this one. As you see, someone's already pulled off the side there. I think it was one of the Hasses. I don't actually know. Couldn't tell from that. But now coming through, we've gone through Brooklands, now Luffield. Just trying to get on the power here as we lose the back end. And that's our lap time, unfortunately, done and dusted. And to be fair, you probably will not be able to see it here, but I was literally furious at myself for that because, like I said, I felt like it was a decent position was on the cards here. And now I've pretty much just got to wait for everybody, obviously, get invalidation, next lap invalidated, obviously, but doesn't really matter. We've pretty much screwed up our qualifying here. And, well, I literally felt like chucking it into the wall here onto the old pit straight here, but I was waiting for everybody to go by, yeah, and just retire. But, yeah, was not overly happy at all with that qualifying session. So we've definitely got a bit of work on our hands here to try and get ourselves some points in this race. So X Revolution does go on to get pole position. You probably would have seen there that last lap. There's a 26.256, so very quick for Revolution. I think he went half a second quicker than probably his previous lap time, so good on him. 40 in second, Spilly third, and Remy Alonso fourth. Zach is in P5, but teammate Toddy is in P8, and there's yours truly right down the back in P20 without a lap time set at all. So, yeah. This is going to be a challenge, that is for sure.
If you're too aggressive into turn 1,
and I'm in the 10, so I
stay out
can't
of trouble today.
Thank you, Jeff. But welcome to the back of the grid. There's the usual spot, really, for the Williams, unfortunately. But anyway, strategy-wise, we're going to do the opposite of what we'd probably normally do around here. So usual strategies, softs to mediums or softs to hards if you can't get the mediums to the end. But yeah, obviously, if you're at the back, it's the opposite way, mediums to softs here. So, but anyway, we've got a long, long road ahead of us here, as we're going to be waiting quite a long while. I don't think I've started at the back for quite a while. I can't even remember the last time I started from the back of the grid. But away we go for the formation lap. This is going to feel very, very weird. That is for sure here, but just having a check as well on what everybody else was doing. I think there's a couple, Plebs, Lazy Towel, I think someone else was, can't remember off the top of my head there who the other one was, but there was, I think, at least 4 guys on the medium tyres. That's 3 guys plus, it might just be 3 guys and plus me on the grid, on the medium tyres. But as we come to the grid, have a look at where the game positions me in the grid slot here. As you can see here, I got a replay shot here from after the Grand Prix. But you can see I wasn't the only one that actually look how far out I am on the grid slot. Yeah, look at that. I don't understand why I have to be so angled here at the British Grand Prix.
Holy shit! I just looked back and looked at you, mate. Yeah,
Crossy could tell as well. I think he's somewhere just below outside the 10 possibly. But anyway, here we go. We're all set for the Great Britain 5 red lights. Long haul, but let's do it around Silverstone. That was a bit of a tongue twister earlier on. Apologies about that, but got a decent start off the line there. Got my teammate's point of view on the top right of screen as well. Tao, I don't think, has got a very good start there, but we've already made up one position already with F1 Hawk getting past him. There's always got to be, surprisingly, not too much chaos around here. As we have a look up the inside here of, I think, must be another car here, which we have done. I think we've got past the other Haas of Breno.
Did Zach get up there?
No, but we couldn't quite get past Lazy Tower, unfortunately, so we managed to have to stick him behind for the time being. He goes in way deep here at Brooklands. This is, you could probably tell on Toddy's point of view as well. There was battles galore as well on the top right, so a bit hard to see at the moment which one is to look at here. But back we go to here, on to the back straight we go. Here's a bit of moving around going on here as we have a little try to put Towel off here going into Cops. No, but it sort of worked a little bit as he ran a bit wide. But also we've got those 2 Hasses behind who are on the soft compounder tyres, so we don't really want them to get back in front of us if we can. But anyway, we're just sort of settling in here, hopefully getting a bit of a slipstream here. Yeah, pace, straight line speed, I mean, wasn't too bad. Probably, obviously, people will run different straight line setups. There's someone up the inside. That's Banana Cake on Gaming Burger there in the Alfa Romeo. And those two are going to go side by side here into the final couple of corners. But Big Burger hangs on for the time being. It's Revolution's already set the fast lap already, but it's only lap 1. But we've completed the first lap here. Everything's clean, pretty much so far. Hard to believe. Yes, I know, but there's our first track limits warning as there goes Banana Cake. I believe he's done that all on his own there. I think. I don't believe there was any contact with Lazy Tail, but sort of put us off a little bit there. We got stuck behind Lazy Tail, and in the end we did lose a spot to Breno in the Haas, so he's now back up into 17th. I think we're back, 17th. We're in 18th place, and F1 Hawks in 19th, and fortunately for Banana Cake, he's back at the rear of the grid. And like I said, it looked like I think he did it on his own. I'm not entirely 100% sure. It just looked like that the way it was. Someone's had a big crash. That's Gaming Burger at Cops. And somehow he has a DNF from that. Hopefully, would not be surprised if he has front wing damage from that. But there we go. We moved up into, like Jeff said, P17 here in the Grand Prix. So now we're just going to have to chase back after these guys in front here as we come on to lap 3. Slowly but surely, you see Breno's all over the back here of Tao, and Tao's Xing a little bit here, which sort of had me a little bit worried here whether that was just me or whether that was something else. But as we get the DRS obviously on the Wellington straight here, but we're just not quite close enough to the back of Breno here. But it is actually Tao that's having internet issues because he's now left the session. So that's definitely not ideal. So that's a free spot for us there up into position 16 there. There'll be a long race for Tao. Hopefully he can get back in. I think he joined not too long later as he right on cue, like I said. But anyway, now we're trying to close in here on Breno, but we just didn't quite get close enough coming through Maggots and Beckett's onto the hangar straight here. We just slowly but surely started to close in a little bit there. But just did not quite get the run there as I sort of shifted up a gear a bit, so just because I didn't want to get a bit of an advantage there with the amount of extension I was doing with the track limits. But we just settle in for now. Up to 16th place, we begin lap 4, set another personal best lap time. But anyway, let's have a look at the restart, look at the start again from Plevs' point of view. He's in P11 on the mediums. You see his teammate Kevin Texas had a decent start off the line there. I think Toro Rosso's the guy side by side. That is AZ and Dr. Dre. Again, I apologise if I got that gaming tag wrong, as I think someone was really going up the inside. That might have been Breno. Yeah, I think that's why he lost a few spots off the line there. But you can probably tell there that was, I think, Toddy and Curving Texas having a battle. Then XJ Schmidt a bit later on coming through Luffield. I think he gets the move done on Curving Texas. Yes, he does, I think so. Or it might be still going side by side. I don't actually know. But it's a bit hard to tell when Crossy's in front there. But yes, he does get in front for the time being. But Curving Texas, I think, does the sort of the crisscross there. But I think Schmitty maybe extended the track a little bit there. But I think he managed to hang on for the time being here. But here we are on to lap 2. I think it doesn't end there because I think, is that up the inside? That must be still Curving Texas up the inside. Yes, it is. So it really puts it off. Crossy's trying to make a move as well. As I think Dre had a look on Plevs, but not quite close enough. There's look at all this battling going on here. Curving Texas gets a little bit pushed wide by Schmitty. And Crossy, I think, is going to take full advantage of this one here. If not careful, they're going to be nearly 3 wide shortly. But now Crossy got caught up a little bit there as Plevs has a look up the inside here as Texas and Schmitty go have a bit of contact, as well as Crossy and Plevs having a bit of wheel banging there. But Crossy right around the outside. BK's come from nowhere. Where's he come from? He's up in the 12th place just behind Plevs. But Schmitty just couldn't quite get back past on Crossy. A little bit further on, that might explain, I forgot to mention that it was a bit of the DRS sign disappeared. That might explain who destroyed it. So Curving Texas had a bit of a moment, I think, coming through Maggots and Beckett's. And there goes his teammate up the inside. And obviously Schmitty and Crossy also went through. I think BK might be putting some pressure on Texas as well. So we pick up our second track limits warning around here. Is a bit of a red Xing there with Breno. I'm not entirely sure again whether that's to do with me or whether that's his internet. Yeah, possibly I think it's mine. But on to lap 5 here is a racing point. That is Schmitty, who's gone around at turn 3, between turns 2 and 3, but it looks of it. Not sure what exactly transpired there, but there's another spot. We're up into, I think, 15th spot now. It's back onto the hangar straight here. We tried to still close in here on Breno, but he got the DRS as well off Toe EZ, Rudy NZ. So I kept calling him Toez. I'm not entirely sure whether that's correct or not, but apologies if I got it wrong again. But let's have a look here what happened here. So there's Schmitty. Then, he got the curb, and that's just enough to pretty much spin him into the wall there. Would not be surprised also if he's got front wing damage, but well, assume. Well, he hasn't DNF'd anyway, but anyway, back we go. Look up ahead to Toddy, who's battling. He's got Aaron in front of him there, as well as Romy Alonso, and Aaron's got to move up the inside into, what's that, Stowe? Yes, it is, as he gets the move done. But Romy might not be done with him yet. There's a little bit of a look up the inside, but he's not quite close enough in the end. So Romy will have to sit him behind for now. So Aaron up into 5th and Romy Alonso back into 6th. And Toddy's the watching brief behind there. But now just coasting slowly but surely. Get my words right in a minute. Lap 6 here. Still on the back here of Breno. But I mean, it was just a little bit annoying at this point that I just couldn't get past Breno at this point, but he runs wide coming through Cops there as someone went off. That's curving Texas, so he's had a moment somewhere along the line. Not sure entirely what happened with him, but he's lost a few spots along the line. So we're up into P14 now, but literally I just have to get past Breno as quickly as possible so I don't lose time to the guys ahead. Well, they've already gained a lot of time here, so we're going to send it up the inside here into Stowe. Literally put everything on the table there as Breno now has to try to do the crisscross. We're going to stick it up the middle there, but we should squeeze him out. And there we go. We've finally got back past Breno. So we're up into 13th place. Next up is Toe EZ, Rudy NZ. Here's the next car. I keep on saying Toez the last time, but again, I apologise if I got that wrong there. But a bit of a battle going on further up here, which is maybe helping my cause. That's I think BK in the Mercedes, and Dr. Dre is also in the other Toro Rosso. So those guys are battling away pretty hard here in this race. And this is sort of if these guys kept battling with each other, then this will allow me to join with this group pretty shortly here. Because I think the two Toro Rossos are starting to put a bit of pressure on each other here. But don't rule out Dre having to look on BK, because obviously BK won't have the DRS here. As Dre goes for a late move, it could nearly say, I think. Whether that was trying to make a move or not, I don't know. But anyway, he's now come into the pit lane there at the end of lap 7 here. So I think he was the only one that may have come into the pit lane. Yes, he was, I think. So now closing in here on Toe EZ, Rudy NZ. There's yellow flags in sector just for Cops. After Cops, I should say. But now just got to keep pressure on these guys in front here, and hopefully, as we lock up coming through into turn 4, hopefully get past him. I think Breno again. He's still sticking behind us here at the moment. So it's just probably not helping my cause here. As now I think Toe EZ will make a move here on BK. Yes, he does. We have a little bit of a look there, but we weren't quite far enough, quite close enough, I should say. So we'll have to settle in for the time being. So P12.
Sitting at the exact
just
same gap.
very cautiously coming through turn 9 there. Now just going to be patient here. Just going to line up the move here coming down the hangar straight. If you get a decent run through the ends of Maggins and Beckett's, we should have a decent run. It's right all over the back of BK. There's a bit of stuff going on there in the party chat as well. Probably should have explained who's in the party chat at this race. But anyway, we're going to have to go around the long way here of BK going into Stowe here. Have to just track extend the circuit a little bit there. But it may have been a little bit cheeky from me. But anyway, we're up the inside now and up into P11 now. So now virtually just not far outside the points. But there's quite a few guys now who's pitted at the end of lap 9. As you can probably see in the pit lane in the bottom left of your screen. But we're now up to 6th place. So next up is Toe EZ, Rudy NZ, I think. Anyway, but I think this is what was happening here. Is Romy was having a late look on Aaron there at the Stowe there, but I think Aaron's going to dive it into the pit lane here, along with many others. Toddy, I think, had a little bit of a look up the inside there of Romy, but wasn't quite close enough in the end here. But yeah, back to our battle here with Toey Z, Rudy NZ. He's really starting to put the pressure on here. Like I said, just with BK, you got to play the patient game through here, through Maggins and Beckett's. You just get a good run. He obviously won't have the DRS, so he'll be using rich fuel mix and overtake mode, no doubt, to try and keep me behind, but it's pretty much going to be no use here as we've got the DRS up our sleeve as well. So now we get ourselves up into, well, it would be 5th place now for the time being, as more guys are in the lane, including my teammate. So that should will change things up a little bit here. But obviously there's still a few guys on the mediums, including myself, that are yet to make their pit stop. So I think Plez will take the lead now. He's got quite a handy gap compared to us. We jump up into 2nd place. I think Toey's at Rudy NZ to stay outside of BK, obviously because his teammate is in the pit lane, obviously. But let's have a look on board here with Toddy as he comes into the pit lane, breaks into the 60-kilometre pit lane speed limit, which he does. Nicely job here. Now, it'll be interesting to see what happens here. There goes Zach, as he's also in the lane. As Toddy leaves the lane, and he's going to ghost and actually going to jump Romy Alonso there. So that's pretty much a bit of a gain there. Maybe a bit lucky on the game's part, but I think Toddy will take that any day of the week, as you see he's going to drop in just behind Aaron there. So now Toddy will have a bit more pace up his sleeve, you think, as Aaron runs very wide coming through out of turn 3. And I think Zach and Spilly, I think, we're fighting away for position there. And I think Zach may have got the move done there. But yeah, basically, next few laps here, it's basically just trucking along here at the moment. It's basically, I think, well, Plebs, myself, Lazy Towel on the medium compound tyres, and I think everybody else has done their pit stop update.
All mediums, their tyres are 11 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:31.1. You're losing around 7/10 a lap.
Just checking update on Plebs, which he has 0 penalties at this stage of the Grand Prix.
Damn.
There's Toddy just getting the fastest lap of the race and getting a damn from Aaron. But like I was saying, as Banana Cake's now out of the Grand Prix, so I think he may have had a spin at turn 9 and maybe have rage quitted. I have no idea, but I'm just going to assume that anyway. But I mean, pace wasn't too bad overall, race pace anyway. But I was tempted the idea of maybe putting the front wing down back to 1, because I'm running 2 6 wings, I think, from memory, as I think someone was in the lane to retire the car. It might have been one of the Haas drivers, or maybe someone else, I don't know. But there's Lazy Towels at a moment coming through there, possibly. I think on what I saw on the mini-map, he looked like he had a bit of a moment coming through there. But no, sorry, I'll take that back. What I said earlier, it's Racing Point. I think Schmitty's now retired from the Grand Prix. But yeah, like I said, the race pace didn't seem too bad. Overall, we were pretty much pretty much consistent with our times. There's that Racing Point off the racing off the track there, as I think he retired in the pit lane and the car just ghosted out. But you can see I sort of reverted back to my 2 6 wings there. And we did lose a bit of gap, obviously, to Plebs. I'm not entirely sure what the difference was with setups wise, but you could tell the gap was, he was to-ing, froing a little bit there, but Plebs started to pull out a bit more of a gap there. I think he's now in the pit lane. Yes, he is. As you probably saw my tyres, it didn't feel too bad at this stage of the race. I probably could have maybe pushed on if I really wanted to here, but we're going to take the effective race lead here. So we're going to try literally 1 lap extra here. So we're going to have probably, it's probably not quite a 10-lap sprint. It'll be more a 9-lap sprint to the end on the soft compounded tyres. There's Plebs, making sure he doesn't speed into the pits. Nice job there from Plebs there into the lane. The Renault boys are waiting. He will drop a few spots, obviously, once everybody else goes by. But be interesting to see where he phases out here as he leaves the lane right about now. As I think he's just going to pop in behind Crossy. Yes, he is. So that's the 10, pretty much. But he's got fresh, soft compounded tyres here. So whether he can get past Crossy or not, who knows here. But there was a bit of conjecture as well in the party chat about it, because Lazy Towel said a lap time and he disconnected again. So Not entirely sure how that works there, but anyway, here we are coming into the pit lane, making sure we get the speed limit down all the way to the 60k mark. As you'll probably tell, we're going to drop down the totem pole there on the left, top left of your screen there, as we finally make our way. It's one of the longest pit lanes here in Britain. Here's the Williams gang. Soft tyres on. Away we go. Nice job from the Williams boys again. It was interesting to see where we're going to pop out here, because there's obviously, I think Lazy Towel is the next car, plus there's a couple of others, I think Dr. Dre and Curving Texas. So we're going to pop out in relatively fresh air just ahead of BK here. So and now we've got literally pace to burn here, but we've got to manage to fuel a little bit as well, because I did burn up quite a bit of fuel early on. I probably should have had a bit more fuel on board the car earlier on, but there's Plebs going up the inside of Crossy. It's just easy, really. Soft compound, fresh soft compound tyres. It's a fairly worn, or wornish medium tyres, you could say. As Lazy Tail's actually disconnected again. So we should hopefully, we can catch up to his car before he reconnects again. Should hopefully clear him just before he rejoins, as he's literally just joined right about now. I was a little bit worried that he'd actually rejoin when I went through his ghost car, but anyway, we're up into P12. Jeff with the encouragement there as always, even though there was a move through a ghosted car there. But let's see what this car, let's see what these tyres have to offer here. We're going to stick aboard here for a lap around Silverstone here to British Grand Prix. Here we go into Abbey, into turn 1. Brake about the 5th, well, not brake, you take a flat out through there, through turns 2, at turn 3. Bit of a lock up through there, missed the apex a little bit there, because I think Texas and Dr. Dre are battling away for pretty much the final points paying position here. Now out of turn 5 down the Wellington Straight here. There's obviously one of the DRS zones coming down through here. We go green in sector 1 here, so we're definitely obviously going to improve our current lap time at the moment, which is, I think it's a 31 something or other, 31.4 or something. But now through turns through 8 and Woodcote, through the old pit lane straight, old pit straight there. Now through Cops, couldn't quite take it flat through there. I think probably could do it in qualifying and maybe the race if you got the right setup, but maybe just didn't quite have it the right way. Now forward through Maggots and Beckett's, which it felt really good, I've got to say, and those guys are still battling away, so these two keep battling up front. We should be even a shot here for maybe the back end of the points, but we go purple middle sector, 1.722 seconds quicker than our obviously previous best lap time, and fastest I think overall for the time being, at least anyway, unless someone else decides to beat it at the end of the Grand Prix or something. But it was around the final couple of corners going through Vale Club. As we come across the line, we set a 29.081.
Fastest lap for the race.
Matt's not setting fastest lap.
We literally fly.
No, it's not.
We literally got speed to burn here, and we're closing in on these guys in front here. So I think the next couple of guys, which I think is Crossy and Plebs, I think they're sort of a little bit out of my window, unfortunately. So I mean, if the safety car sort of came out, maybe it would have helped. But anyway, but back we go aboard with Toddy. He's doing a bit of a watching brief here. Is Aaron having to look up the inside here into Cops, and I think he's got the move done. Yes, he does. But I don't think Spilly will put up much of a fight, as I think he's getting a bit of a driver update of what the penalty situation is with Spilly, which I think it's going to be 0 penalties at this stage. So that's typical Spilly, really. He's always somehow keeps it clean. But there's Spilly again going up the inside here at the hangar straight. Having a look up the inside. I think Aaron leaves the room. Yes, he does. Runs it a little bit wide there. But does Spilly have a look down the inside here? He will. Up the inside at Vale. We're going to go side by side through there, but I think Aaron should hang on. Yes, he does. So Spilly will have to work hard here, and now he's got, obviously, my teammate not too far behind as well. But, yeah, back to lap 19. You probably heard there's not too much happening in the party chat. But it was my teammate, 40, Crossy, and Aaron, I think, we're in the party chat. There's starting to close in here on Dre. Have a little bit of a think about it into turn 15. But you see, Dre runs very wide there, and actually he's going to, I think, heed the spot there, if I'm not mistaken. Well, he sort of made that pretty simple in the end. So now we're up into P11. Next up is the points with Curving Texas. But here we are with Toddy here. This was, I think, going on while all the stuff was... no, sorry, it might be a bit further up later on in lap 20. But so he's putting a whole heap of pressure here on a Spilly. There's a little bit of contact coming out of Stowe there. Don't know whether Spilly will take too kindly to that one. It was a little bit of I think, a warning there for a collision. But they managed to avoid that one, that is for sure. But back we go to our point of view now. We're closing into the back of Curving Texas. I think he ran a little bit wide coming through Cops there. But we just get a nice run through Maggots and Beckett's. We should be all over him coming down to Hanger Straight. Look at the amount of time we've gained through Maggots and Beckett's there. Obviously, we've got the DRS as well as up our sleeve. And we should get the move done. As getting word about ERS managing. We get up the inside, send it up there into Stowe. Just drive it, well, not quite down the middle of the road, but a little bit sideways there. Had a bit of a moment coming through the final corner, but we've just managed to hang on. And now we're into the points, so we're halved our grid position. So all in all, I don't think it's all too bad here. So it basically, I don't believe, not sure about the penalty situations. It'd be hard a task to catch up to Crossy. Breno now retires from the Grand Prix, so I don't think he's had a great race overall. So one Haas is gone, so we're down to 17 runners here. We've got to try and break the slipstream here to Curving Texas. This is pretty much what I have to do now for the next, well, pretty much to the end of the race. And also, obviously, I've got to manage fuel as well, just to make sure I can make it to the end. Because like I said, I probably should have chucked a bit more fuel up my sleeve. As Spilly was a little bit late there coming through, that's Brooklands, and just manages to hang on. But I dare say Toddy wouldn't have been too thrilled about that one, or whether it's this one, I'm not entirely sure. But a bit further on, onto the Hanger Straight here, you can see he's closing in here. Spilly covers the inside line there, but Toddy's going to have to go the long way around the outside. Now they're both going to go side by side. And I think he'll get the spot, will he? Yes, he will. So there's Toddy up into P5 now. Next up is Aaron, obviously, but he's going to have to make sure that's F1 Hawks ghost car. He's now retired from the Grand Prix, so he's now, I think the car's just parked itself over to the left-hand side there. But Spilly's going to come back hard here. He's going to make Toddy work hard for it. The defensive line there, but I think Spilly will actually have the inside line there. Not so much contact, I don't think, but they've got away with it. Now back onto the Wellington Straight we go. He's literally pushing his way, pushing Spilly through, but Spilly got the DRS. Up the inside we go. Give each other racing room. That's good to see. And now Spilly will hang on to P5 for the time being. So now he's going to work hard to get past Spilly again. But back to our point of view here. It's just, like I said, just tried to obviously just break that slipstream away from Curving Texas, because that was pretty much all I had to do here just to maintain I could get inside the points here. He's close. It's pretty close here. But I think we just got enough here in the straight line just to keep him behind for the time being. As you probably just saw, F1 Hawks, like I said, retired from the Grand Prix. We'll have a look at where his car has ended up, but excuse me, my voice nearly goes here. As you see off to the left-hand side, lap 22, so 5 laps to go here.
Revolution got any penalties?
We're keeping it pretty clean at the moment. We don't have any penalties at this stage.
What a fucking stupid...
We just run a little bit too wide there and actually pick up a 3-second time penalty, which doesn't help. We get an update on Curving Texas.
The time last lap was a 1:30.8. They have a time penalty of 6.0.
That was critical as well, because Curving Texas has one more time penalty than I do at the current moment of this race. So basically, if I stay ahead of him here, they've pretty much got this position sewn up. But if I fall behind him, I can't afford to lose 3 seconds behind him, obviously. So you obviously heard Toddy wasn't too thrilled with Spilly. I don't actually know the reasoning why, but there's possibly, not sure whether this had something to do with it at all there, but Spilly again covers the inside line through there, and well, there's not much there. There's this bit of sideways action there from Toddy. Manages to hang on for now. It's Spilly going to go around the outside. No, not quite. Might do the crisscross here, actually. Oh, it's even Stevens. Spilly has to back out of it in the end. I don't believe that was what the anger was about. Might have been for a previous incident, but you probably heard Toddy was literally not thrilled there with Spilly there. It's just trying to break the slipstream behind to Curving Texas. So we pick up another track limits warning there. We pick up another 2, then we're pretty much still on even. We'll be pretty much back on even Stevens here, but again, just literally trying to break the slipstream here on the Wellington straight. Was probably a little bit surprised he actually didn't try and get the slipstream off me going down the Wellington straight, but buggy, lazy tower, you had to steal my fastest lap off me. I could have had that extra bonus point, but no, he has to steal it anyway, but it's a 27 something or other anyway, but yeah, basically, I probably would have had the fastest lap had it not been for someone pits late and obviously gets onto a fresh set of compound tyres. I think that's what happened anyway. But anyway, we're on the last lap here of the Grand Prix, as I think there's been a bit of a moment up here at turn 3, I think it was. You can probably tell from the mini-map there if you look closely. There was, I think, a pink dot that ended up maybe a few spots behind. I think Spilly's gone for a late move up the inside and it's not worked out. If it was a very, very late move, and it hasn't worked out at all for Spilly there. He's on board with Plebs a bit further back here. As you can see, yes, it is. I think Spilly ended up losing, what did he lose? 1 or 2 spots? Probably, maybe just the 1 spot in the end, but you see again just trying to break the slipstream. And like I said, I'm a bit surprised he didn't go for the slipstream there, but I probably knew that he couldn't get the spot back unless I picked up another time penalty or something, which probably was unlikely at that stage of the race anyway. But here we are back again with Plebs and Spilly. This is a battle here for 7th place. Round the outside he goes at Stowe. Nearly got that corner name wrong. And he's actually going to do it there on the final lap. The Spilly go for a late move up the inside. He has a look. I don't think it's going to be enough. So Plebs is going to take P7 here off of Spilly. So what a good drive there from Plebs from, I think, 11th up to 7th place in the end. But ignore what it says there. It says Zach Crichton, the Ferrari. He rarely drives a Ferrari on the Formula 1 games. But the 40 does take the Grand Prix victory. But for us, it's been a decent day. And I was pretty much sweating these last few laps as well. But from P20, pretty much half that position, we're going to get the final points-paying position. Like I said, I'm probably a little bit dirty at the late Tao got the fastest lap of the race, which I probably would have had anyway. But speaking of Tao, he's gone for a massive spin coming through Cops there. No idea what he was doing, to be honest, but he was just trying to catch up to Gaming Burger in front there for P15 in the end. But in the end, there's the podium. So, like I said, 40 took the Grand Prix victory. I think ahead of X Revolution there in the McLaren, and Zach finished in P3. So congrats to those 3, as always. But it was always plenty of battling going on for the front row, for the top guys. So great job from those guys, as we'll have a look at the full race results here in a moment or two once we go through all the rewards we get. Slowly but surely building it up on here. But there's the final race results. So 40 takes the Grand Prix ahead of X Revolution, and Zach got a time penalty. I don't know whether that played a factor in the race results. It probably didn't. Aaron in 4th. Toddy ended up P5. Romy in 6th. Plebs 7th. Spilly in 8th. Crossy 9th. And myself in P10. Then you got Texas, Dr. Dre, Toe, EZ, Rudy NZ, BK, Gaming Burger, Lazy Towel, and then Breno, F1 Hawk. There was J Schmidt and Banana Cake Pie were all the DNFs for the British Grand Prix. So, what does that mean for championship-wise? It's 54 points now between Zach Crichton and X Revolution. Aaron has jumped up into, I think, P3 there, just ahead of Toddy. Then he got 40 and Plebs there. We'll have a look at the proper standings where everyone's done with the full race results. Mercedes still have an advantage over Ferrari and Racing Point. Williams are still there in P4. They got McLaren, Red Bull, Renault, Alfa Romeo, Toro Rosso, and someone else there. I can't remember who it was, to be honest. There might have been Haas there in P10 there. But there's the overall results. So we're still in P12, but that's our first points since Spain, which is pretty much the last time we battled Curving Texas. So it was good to finally get
shit,
both
that's
on
close.
the points playing positions there. But yeah, there you go. That was the British Grand Prix. Hopefully you enjoyed my drive from pretty much last to P10. But anyway, if you did enjoy, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. As always, you can leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more Race Spec F1 Esports Pacific Series and F1 2019, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. As always, all my social media links will be down in the description. Plus, like I said, I'll leave the links down below for the Race Spec social pages, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, plus the YouTube channel. Probably leave all the other streaming service as well, as if you want to go check it out. There's plenty more streaming ones if you want to go check that out for the other tiers as well. But yeah, basically until the next one, which will be the German Grand Prix, it is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.